The NBA offseason is a time that tends to provide a ton of drama and intriguing storylines throughout, but the month of August is typically when things slow down a bit and the dust starts to settle. By no means does that mean that moves are finished happening though, and that's exactly what media outlet Bleacher Report wanted to emphasize in one of their most recent articles, where they proposed some chaotic trade ideas to blow up the 2024 NBA season. As we always do here on the channel, I'll be going through each proposal, analyzing whether or not they're even realistic, why or why not the teams involved would want to go through with it, and who would benefit the most from it if it were to happen. Before we start though, it turns out a good amount of you watching right now aren't even subscribed to the channel, so if you enjoy the content, consider hitting the subscribe button, as not only does it help out a ton, but also very much appreciated. Now with that being said, let's begin. The first proposal from the article that we'll be taking a look at is between the Toronto Raptors and the Golden State Warriors, and in it the Warriors receive Pascal Siakam in exchange for Chris Paul, Jonathan Kuminga, Brandon Podziemski, and a first-round pick. The Raptors are one of the biggest examples right now of a team being in a spot where they should probably rebuild, but they just haven't committed to it yet. A few of their best players, including Pascal Siakam, are on the final year of their current contracts, and with the team's success on the court trending downward over the last few seasons, it would make sense to prioritize youth and development. That, however, doesn't mean that that's actually what's going to happen. This proposal is funny because Chris Paul would then be moved yet again this offseason, essentially ending any chances of competing for a title in his career unless the Raptors were to buy him out afterwards, but other than that, this is honestly the kind of trade that the Raptors could be excited about. Jonathan Kuminga has so much promise with the kind of physical tools a rebuilding team would love to tap into, and a first-round pick being included in a trade for a player on an expiring contract is always a bonus. The Warriors would also obviously love this trade because they're clearly trying to maximize Steph Curry's window of contention, and for the team that mastered small ball lineups and no center lineups, a front court of Draymond Green and Pascal Siakam together would be incredible with their defensive versatility and playmaking potential with the shooters around them. The only thing holding this deal back is the Raptors front office's unwillingness to start a new chapter. There are already talks of Pascal Siakam signing a contract extension with Toronto, and I'm not saying it's bad to bring back your core guys, but after a season where they missed the playoffs, along with a subpar offseason of acquisitions, their ceiling seems to get lower with each passing year. I think Kuminga and a first rounder, plus whatever Chris Paul provides for them, is an intriguing offer, but the Raptors have to actually embrace a fresh start first. The next proposal from the article we'll be taking a look at is between the Atlanta Hawks and the Los Angeles Clippers, and in it the Hawks receive Paul George in exchange for DeAndre Hunter, Bogdan Bogdanovic, Kobe Buffkin, and a protected first-round pick. The Clippers and Hawks are both entering direction-altering seasons with a lot on the line here. The Hawks have doubled down on their pairing of Trae Young and DeJounte Murray by giving Murray a contract extension, and the Clippers are entering the last season that both Kawhi Leonard and Paul George are under contract, as they both have player options they could opt out of after this season. There is a possibility that the Clippers could end up looking to go in a new direction after year of the Leonard-George pairing missing time due to injury at the most unfortunate moments, and the Hawks, as it currently stands, probably need one more piece to realistically contend again in a tough Eastern Conference, but this is the kind of trade I think would have to wait until closer to the trade deadline mid-season, because there's pretty much no chance of it happening right now. Now that we're at the point in the summer where these teams will be entering the year with newfound bit of excitement and optimism, so drastic changes like this aren't going to happen until the results on the court kill that optimism. The Hawks could definitely use another playmaker on the wing, and with George's injury history, age, and contract situation, his price tag later on may not be unreasonable, so DeAndre Hunter and Bogdan Bogdanovic, who are both productive wing players just to a lesser degree obviously, could be a decent starting point in trade talks along with the pick. Ultimately, this is something that will have to be revisited later though. The next proposal we'll be taking a look at from the article is between the Philadelphia 76ers and the New York Knicks, and in it the Knicks receive Joel Embiid in exchange for RJ Barrett, Mitchell Robinson, Emmanuel Quickley, Quentin Grimes, and 4 first-round picks with protections on a few of them. The Sixers offseason has really been nothing short of a disaster as drama continues to follow them every step of the way. The current James Harden situation has to be exhausting for everyone involved, and if the team doesn't execute a well-thought-out plan to navigate it and come out on the other side better for it, then obviously Joel Embiid is going to start to get frustrated with everything he's gone through in his time in Philadelphia. The Knicks have been the team closely connected to Embiid rumors because they've apparently been monitoring his situation, waiting for the chance to put a package together to try to trade for him. Again though, with the premise of these trades being potential deals to blow up this upcoming season in the near future, there's just no way that this goes down this summer. If anything, this is something to keep an eye on happening potentially next summer. Through all of the back and forth and drama happening between James Harden and the front office, Embiid has still been in constant communication with the front office, and according to several reports understands that the team is focused on keeping as much cap space open as possible for next summer to potentially have the ability to spend big on talent. Now, if that plan goes awry and the team is unable to lure in top talent with that cap space, then obviously the trade rumors will heat up surrounding Embiid, but again, that's not something to realistically look for in this summer at all. The Knicks have stockpiled a big treasure chest of young assets and draft capital to offer, and would love to have him and Jalen Brunson team up, but this is still a wait-and-see game. And finally, the last trade proposal we'll be looking at from the article is between the Utah Jazz and the Portland Trail Blazers, and in it the Jazz receive Damian Lillard in exchange for Colin Sexton, Keontae George, Talen Horton-Tucker, Kelly Olynyk, and 2 first-round picks. The stalemate between the Blazers and the Miami Heat is getting to a point where we're starting to wonder if a deal is ever actually going to happen. As the season gets closer, there is an increasingly likely chance that other teams actually start throwing their hat into the ring trying to trade for Lillard, and the Jazz have reportedly been a team to keep an eye on as a long shot. Of course, Lillard has been adamant that he only wants to play for the Miami Heat, but the reality is that he's not going to have much of a choice if push comes to shove. And the thing about this offer, though, is that it's really not one that would turn the heads of the Blazers front office at all. Like, if a team is going to want to steal Lillard out from underneath the Heat, they will at least have to come with an offer so good that it would be malpractice for the Blazers to say no to it, and that just is not what the Jazz are offering here in this one. Hell, I'm not even completely sure if this is a better offer than what the Heat can offer in a trade right now. Sexton is not as good of a player as Tyler Hero overall. Keontae George is a promising incoming rookie, but he is still just that, an unproven rookie. Kelly Olynyk is a decent rotational guy at best, and 2 first-round picks are definitely not enough draft capital for a guy like Lillard. I'm not against the idea of other teams trying their hand at landing Lillard, I just don't think this deal with the Jazz is a good one at all. And with that being said, that's all I have for you today. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below what you think about these hypothetical trades. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.